There are some parenting phases so intense that experts don't just say, hang in there. They wish someone had warned you what was really happening underneath. Separation anxiety is one of them. In this video, we're going to walk through 9 Japanese-inspired parenting shifts that quietly change how your child's brain experiences separation. Number 9, see the crying as development, not disaster. You're sold the idea that a calm child at drop-off means you're doing it right, and a sobbing, koala-grip child means you've somehow messed things up. It looks like a step backward. They didn't care when you left at 6 months, now at 10 months or 2 years they're hysterical if you even stand up. It feels like regression. What most parents aren't told is what's changed under the surface. Around the end of the first year, your child's brain starts locking in object permanence, often showing up around that 8 to 9 month window, so you leaving isn't a blur anymore, it's a real absence they can feel. And developmentally normal separation anxiety often shows up right in that same season of life and can hang around into the toddler years before it gradually eases for most kids. And here's the thing, that distress also proves something vital. The attachment is strong. In classic attachment theory language, you're their secure base, the person their nervous system looks for when the world feels too big. Japanese parenting is often more comfortable with closeness in the early years, and you can even see it in sleep norms. One large comparison found far more Japanese children co-slept 3 or more nights per week than US children, 59% versus 15%. So protest at separation isn't automatically read as bad independence, it's read as this bond matters. If you already have a Velcro baby or toddler, this isn't a verdict on your parenting. It just means their brain has reached a point where your presence and absence are finally clear. Number 8, feel the feelings first, then hold the line. When your child is sobbing and clawing at your shirt, every cell in your body wants to make it stop. The quickest moves are to distract, to lecture, or to shut it down. You're fine. Stop crying. Big kids don't act like this. We talked about this already. It comes from love. But to your child it says, my feelings are wrong. And they cry harder to prove they're real. Japanese parents tend to approach this differently. When a child resists, the first move is to name what's happening. You really wanted me to stay. It's hard to say goodbye when you're having fun. The limit doesn't change, but the feeling gets acknowledged. That small step matters more than it looks. In brain research, simply putting feelings into words, affect labeling, has been linked to reduced amygdala reactivity, basically meaning the alarm system can quiet down when emotions get named. Then comes the crucial second half. You still follow through. You don't stay an extra hour to avoid their tears. You don't let them decide you're never allowed to leave. You offer a simple reflection, you remind them that they're safe, and you keep walking. That pairing, empathy plus consistency is what teaches, my feelings are big, but they don't break the plan. I'm allowed to feel them and still move forward. You don't have to turn into a therapist at the classroom door. One simple sentence is enough. You're sad, I'm going. I love you, and I'll see you after snack. Feeling seen and still seeing you act confident is far more powerful than 10 minutes of talking with no action. Most parents are given vague advice like make drop-offs quick or don't drag it out. No one explains how, so you end up improvising. One day you sneak out while they're distracted, the next you hug for 5 minutes, the next you allow one more cuddle 4 times in a row. Your child isn't just dealing with separation, they're dealing with a different version of separation every day. Number 7, build a goodbye ritual, then stop experimenting. Japanese families rely heavily on rituals, not because they're rigid, but because predictable sequences calm the brain, and this isn't just a vibe. Early childhood educators even put a number on it. One NAYC transition guide recommends clear drop-off instructions about 5 minutes to help kids settle, then a short goodbye, because extended departures increase anxiety levels. So pick one tiny ritual and stick to it. Hug, kiss, one sentence like, see you after nap, then the handoff, then the wave. Same order, same words, same tone, and then stop experimenting. No pacing, no circling back for just one more. No rewriting the script because your child got louder. The more consistent the goodbye becomes, the less their body has to fight it. Number 6, never sneak out, especially when it feels easier. Sneaking away feels kind. You wait until your toddler is busy with blocks, you catch the teacher's eye, and you disappear. No screaming, no scene for that moment. But in your child's brain, that quiet exit can land like a vanishing act. They look up and you're gone with no warning, no story. Next time, they cling harder or refuse to play because they're busy monitoring you instead of settling in. Professionals are blunt about this. NAEYC's transition guidance literally coaches families to say goodbye once and then leave. And the AAP's separation anxiety guidance backs the same logic. Keep the ritual quick and consistent, and don't reset the whole system by popping back in mid-transition. So even if it triggers tears, you say it clearly, "I'm going now, I'll be back after lunch," and you leave where they can see you go. That honesty is what turns panic into trust over time. Number 5, talk about when I'll be back in their language, not yours. You might tell your child, "I'll be back at 2:30," or "I finish work at 6," and feel like you're offering clear reassurance. But for a toddler, clock time is basically a foreign language. The American Academy of Pediatrics notes that it's around age 3 when a child's sense of time starts getting much clearer because they're finally mapping life through routines and sequence instead of numbers. And that's why after nap hits differently than at 2:30. A lot of Japanese parents and teachers naturally frame time through events, and early childhood educators recommend the same thing. Use the day's routine as the clock. NAEYC even points out that pictures of the day's routine help kids tell time because it makes the day feel legible to them. So instead of, "I'll pick you up this afternoon," try, "I'll be there after your nap and snack." Instead of, "I'm traveling for 4 days," try, "I'll be home after 4 sleeps." And once you choose an anchor, protect it, because the calm isn't in the wording, it's in the accuracy. Number 4, practice tiny separations on purpose, not just the big ones. Most of us only think about separation anxiety in the big moments. First daycare drop-off, first babysitter, first time you leave the room, and they suddenly realize you can disappear. But developmentally, this isn't rare, it's expected. Clinically reviewed guidance notes that normal separation anxiety is commonly seen from about 6 to 12 months, can stay steadily present through toddlerhood, and usually fades as kids approach around age 3. That means you're not trying to eliminate a flaw, you're trying to train a nervous system through it. So instead of one giant leap, build a ladder. "I'm going to the shower, I'll be back when I'm dressed." Then you come back exactly like you said. Let them crawl into a safe space while you stay put so they get the full loop. Distance, still safe, reunion. Before daycare, do a few short visits together so the room stops feeling like a cliff edge. Think of it like reps in the gym. Tiny separations teach the brain, this ends, and you return. Number 3, treat your child like a teammate, not a problem to drag through the day. When separation anxiety hits, it's so easy to slip into you versus me mode, but that framing quietly turns your child into an obstacle. The we approach isn't just soft parenting, it's a way of handing them dignity while they're flooded. And we do have evidence that the style of support matters. In classic developmental research, kids whose parents were more autonomy supportive, encouraging agency instead of controlling the moment, showed better outcomes like self-regulation or competence in school contexts. This is why "we're both doing something important today" works better than "stop crying so I can leave." It doesn't deny the feeling, it puts them on your side, and then give that teamwork a job. In Japanese schools, the broader cultural message of "we take care of our space together" shows up in routines where students and teachers clean the school together, not as punishment, but as shared responsibility. You're not copying the exact practice with a toddler, you're borrowing the principle. Small, real roles create capability. At the door, that can be carry your snack, hang your bag, show your teacher your cubby. Tiny tasks, big message. You can do hard things here. Number 2, use anchors and connection instead of rescue. When you hear them still crying after you leave, every cell in your body wants to undo it. Stay longer, come back early, cancel the separation. But the pattern you want is, "I miss you, I have support, and you return." That's resilience. This is where anchors do real work. A goodbye ritual, a familiar object, a predictable phrase, those aren't cheesy tricks, they're emotional scaffolding. 0 to 3 explains that a big shift happens around 7 to 9 months when babies begin clinging and sobbing as they realize you can leave to somewhere they can't follow. And in that stage, they specifically recommend things like a consistent goodbye ritual, a reminder object, and crucially, no sneaking away because it teaches them the world is unpredictable. So yes, let them bring a lovey if the caregiver allows it. Use the same simple goodbye line. Make reunions warm and reliable. You're not removing every uncomfortable feeling, you're giving the feeling a handrail. Number 1, align your village and give yourself some grace. You can do everything right at the door, but if the adults on the other side respond in a completely different way, your child gets whiplash. Consistency is what turns panic into pattern. That's why it helps to actually brief your caregivers. Clear goodbye, no sneaking out, calm response to tears, gentle redirect into play, and don't escalate it like your child is being bad. NAIC reminds families of something that takes the pressure off. It can take up to 10 school days for a child to fully settle into a new routine. Not 10 minutes, not one perfect drop-off photo, 10 days. So if day 3 is messy, it doesn't mean you broke your child or failed the method, it means they're human. Japanese parenting can look calm from the outside not because kids don't struggle, but because adults treat these phases like weather, expected, temporary, and handled with steadiness instead of panic. Your job isn't to erase the crying instantly. Your job is to build trust slowly. Same story, same support, same return. You're allowed to find this hard. You're allowed to cry in the car after you leave them. You're allowed to make mistakes, sneak out once, change your mind, and start again with a better plan. None of that erases the bigger message you're sending when you keep practicing, I love you, I leave, and I always come back. The thing is that separation anxiety isn't a sign that your child is broken or that you've failed. It's a sign that their brain has grown enough to know you matter and that your presence and absence are two different things. The parenting industry will happily sell you hacks and shortcuts to make that feeling go away, but real security still comes from the same old ingredients: clear routines, honest goodbyes, calm bodies, small responsibilities, familiar objects, and patient reunions. You don't need a perfect, tear-free drop-off every morning. You just need a few more chances each day for your child to practice being away from you in small, safe ways instead of feeling like separation is a sudden cliff. So here's your one simple homework question for tonight. The next time you say goodbye, what's one tiny thing you can change to make it clearer and calmer? One phrase you'll stick to, one ritual you'll protect, one moment where you breathe before you react. Tell me in the comments which part of this Japanese-inspired approach surprised you most, and if this shifted how you see your child's clinginess even a little, share it with another parent who deserves real information more than another just toughen them up comment.